antioxidants ensure the omega-3s stay fresh and potent, so our body can absorb the nutrients. But not just any antioxidants will get the job done. Polyphenols are the game changer. Powerful micronutrients working in synergy with the omega-3s to slow down oxidation and optimize absorption in order to offer long-term health benefits to your body. The refining process will rid the fish oil of virtually all mercury and PCBs. Unfortunately, this process also washes out the natural polyphenols in the oil. This is why most modern omega-3 supplements have little effect in the body. Polyphenols from pre-harvest olives are the plant-based equivalent to the antioxidants naturally found in seafood. This is a fact often overlooked by the fish oil industry. It puts our Balance Oil Plus in a league of its own. Our synergistic formula brings the magic of polyphenols and omega-3s back together. This is a revolution in omega-3 supplements. Our supplement is actually closer to oily fish than fish oil. We've captured a true force of nature. All you have to do is put our product to the test, literally.
Lisa says, could you please explain if the omega-6s are reflective of an imbalance / overage of processed foods, why we want a 1-to-1 ratio of omega-3s to omega-6s? Why wouldn't the optimal range be a higher amount of 3s to omega-6s? Well, we speak about omega-6 to omega-3. And so ideally we want a 1-to-1. But there's already health benefits at just getting the omega-6 down to 3-to-1. So we're in a world where there's so much soy oil, and people in the US have balance results of omega-6 of 22 and the omega-3 of 1. And our DNA was built for us to be at 1-to-1. And so that's where we want to get so that we can optimize our health benefits. And are they reflective of an imbalance? Well, we need omega-6s to be healthy, but we need them to be in balance as much as possible in the safe zone of 3-to-1 or better, so that we can optimize repair of our body and optimize cellular structure and function. A lot of omega-6s in processed foods. When we think about where do omega-6s come from, we think about soy oil,
cottonseed oil.
Yes, grapeseed oil, canola oil, safflower oil,
sunflower oil.
Yeah.
And these oils are everywhere because they are cheap.
And then we think about that they go into baked foods, that they're used to make pizza dough and cookie dough and fried chicken.
Microwave popcorn.
Yeah.
Loaded with omega-6.
And unfortunately, it's also in Steven's favorite sauce, bitchin' sauce. So now from Costco. And so now he is aware of his portions. And we were so surprised that the pesto our pesto wasn't made with olive oil. Like, isn't that just the foundational recipe? No, it turned out it was made with canola oil. So we, had to go back and look at what are we really eating and stop making assumptions about ingredients and products.
And one more thing, that I was fortunate to follow a group of hunters and gatherers in New Guinea back in the early 80s. And one of the things that I noticed as I followed them around to catalog the things that they were consuming, they ate a lot of seeds, and nuts. Wherever they could find them, they had a seed that was very much like a macadamia nut that was very rich in oils. They ate a lot of. They ground it up. They made it into a flour. And so, in the hunting and gathering diet, which is what we're designed for by the forces of natural selection, in that hunting and gathering diet, there were a lot of seeds, nuts. And these are natural sources of omega-3 fats. In addition, they were a coastal community, so they ate a lot of fish. They were a hunting community, so they ate a lot of wild meat. And again, meat has omega-6s, but it also has some omega-3s. What kind of meat are we consuming today? Wild meat that's running around eating all these plants? No, we're consuming corn-fed beef. Corn-fed beef, which means that meat today is highly, highly in omega-6 fatty acids compared to wild game.
Yeah. John asks, what's the burning sensation in balance oil? It's very peppery. Polyphenols are very peppery. And I actually like the feeling of the polyphenols in my throat. Kristen says, when you speak of the ratio, what's the value measured? And so it is the omega-6s, or if I'll oversimplify it, soy oil, to the omega-3s, and I'll oversimplify it, the fish oil. So it's your soy oil to your fish oil ratio, and we want those to be in balance.
Now remember, the report that you get will show 11 different fatty acids in your cell membranes, but to get down to the action point is omega-3 and omega-6, because that's when you're going to get things into balance. It's important to look at all the results of your other fatty acids, because it may be that you need to consume more walnuts, pecans, sunflower seeds, chia seeds. And that's, again, easy to do. We have oatmeal, but we never eat just oatmeal. Oh, it's oatmeal with ground up chia seeds. It's oatmeal with tart cherries. It's oatmeal with goji berries. It's pecans, and so again, these are all wonderful sources of omega-3 fats.
So the best oils to choose in our diet, and balance oil is going to help you with this Western diet problem, which is really important. When we are cooking, we use regular olive oil, and we do not let it smoke. We're very temperature aware. We also have used coconut oil and avocado oil at times. And you ask a good question, Kristen, the heat implications. And you're right, do not overcook any oil, which oxidizes it and turns it into something that you don't want to be eating.
She's asking for the unit of measure. It's a percentage, Kristen.
Yeah.
It's a percentage of the amount of fat in your cell membranes.
And so when we say omega-6, it describes a certain group, a family of fatty acids. And these fatty acids have little bends in them, unlike trans fats, which are straight. And trans fats are the worst because they all line up and stack up, and they recreate a really hard cell membrane, like that plastic ball kind of analogy. So we don't like that at all. Omega-6s, they're like this. They got a little arm poking out. So that gives a little bit of leeway, for them to move a little bit. But it's not as good as the omega-3s, where they really can move well.
This is great.
Does that make sense?
Is she learning this at Zumba?
You betcha. The dance of the cell membrane.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's why we want to look at this ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s, where them being in balance gives the best kind of cell membrane fluidity.
It's like people don't understand potency.
Yes. And remember, the olive oil, as valuable as it is not going to give you very much omega-3s.
Right.
So it's mostly omega-9s, and that's valuable. But what you really need is the fish oil. And the omega-3s either derived from fish oil or derived from algae. Remember, for your vegan friends, or your vegetarian friends that are not wanting to consume fish, Zinzino has an excellent vegan product, which is derived from ahi flower, the seeds of the ahi flower, and algae sources. So
And I think about if I was with somebody talking about, oh, I'm going to start taking more olive oil in my diet, I'd say, hey, let's test and see where you're at right now.
perfect.
What if it turns out that they don't really need more olive oil, but they need more omega-3?
Yeah.
Or they do need more olive oil and they need more omega-3s. Yeah.
So the nice thing is, think of this. We're talking about balance. It's called balance oil, right? Think of all the things that produces in terms of balance. It balances your immune system, right? Your vigilance and tolerance. It balances your blood sugar. It balances your muscle to fat ratio. All these things depend upon the balance at the cell level. When that is balanced, then you have this cascade of effects of balance throughout the body and brain. The barrier between your bloodstream and your brain can be compromised by an imbalance in omega-3 and omega-6. I'll say that again. This critically important barrier between your bloodstream and your brain is called the blood-brain barrier. That is 2 cells thick. And if those cells are not correctly formulated in terms of the cell membrane, you will then allow lots of stuff into your brain that should not have access to your brain. So think about balance. It's all about balance. Oh, I get it. I balance my cells, therefore I balance the barrier mechanisms of my gut and my brain and my cerebrospinal fluid, 3 critically important barriers that must be maintained. The gel caps tend to be a little more gentle on the tummy because they're released a little bit slower than if you just chug the oil. And so for people that have a problem with anything relating to, oh, I tried to drink the oil and I just didn't like it, or I didn't like the effect, these gel caps work wonderfully. The same potency. But again, it's all weight based. So depending on how much your son weighs, he'll either have 1 capsule or 2.
And then when it comes to adding the balance oil to one's diet, not everybody does well with chugging it down the way I do. Stephen likes to pour his on top of his breakfast. Other people mix it into their beverages.
Smoothies.
In your smoothie.
There we go. Like you heard our story, we need to be mindful about the omega-6s in our diet. We're not going to completely eliminate them. That doesn't make sense, but we're going to be mindful about our portion sizes. Yeah.
So in other words, if you're eating a triple bacon cheeseburger every day, along with French fries and a Coke, you might not get into balance in 120 days.
And some people forget that it is personalized nutrition, and that they need to be taking the correct dose based on their weight. Yeah.
AquaX is water soluble?
Yes, it's the balance oil with a coconut-based emulsifier. So for somebody that has some serious digestive issues, the AquaX would be recommended.
Each day we make 300 billion new cells. And
how many?
300 billion.
Oh my gosh.
And
That's a lot.
it
That's
is.
a lot.
Thank you. And so what we feed them helps them as they make new cells, with the hope that they will be better than they were the day before. And it's a cumulative effect. And that's why we get people into the safe zone with a omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of 3 to 1 or better, and we keep them there because the first tissues to turn over are the skin and the gut. But as time goes on, we're going to get cellular turnover for our muscles, for our bones, for our eyes, for our
organs.
Yes. And so it just keeps getting better and better.
What I hear you saying is that this is an opportunity to build a better body.
Yes, build a better body.